My name is Tom.
Hi!
My name is Tom, and after a year in France, I'll be going to graduate school to study physics. Now, if you were to ask me why I'm a Christian, I could give you all these biblical truths and all these philosophical arguments, but the real answer that's true for me wouldn't really be any of these things. And even more importantly, I don't even think I would say it's because I want to be a Christian. Now, when I first came to Penn, I didn't really want to go to church. I did believe that God was all-powerful and all-loving and all that other good stuff, but serving Him seemed to really suck the joy out of my life. And it felt like being a Christian was only suffering. So my plan was, I would go to church for the first couple of weeks so then people that I knew and my parents wouldn't think something was up. And then maybe after a couple of weeks, I would slowly phase GCC out of my life and I'll tell people I'm too busy or something. And of course, I picked GCC because it was the only church I could make after I rolled out of bed at 11 a.m. And but something really strange that happened was that at the first service, when I heard Young's sermon, I started crying. And I don't even really remember what he said, but it was just really weird because I don't usually cry these kind of things, right? So I thought, okay, GCC must have filled Myerson with some kind of chemical or something. They even had tissues out in the aisles for us, and they expected us to be crying. But I came every week to GCC anyway, just to see if I would cry again. And sure enough, every week I would cry at film sermons, and soon enough I would even start crying at worship songs and the Opal performances. Now, near the end of October, I decided to go to Passion, and sure enough, while I was there, I was still crying. By then, I figured GCC probably didn't fill Myerson with the chemicals every week, unless they've also moved them over to whatever Passion was at that time. But at Passion, something the speaker did say really shook me. He said, when you pray, don't just pray the theologically correct things. You can say, not my will, but yours all day. And of course, it's going to be God's will. I mean, everyone already knows that. But what God really wants to hear is how you truly feel. And sometimes how you feel isn't not my will, but yours, but instead something closer to, please let this cup pass from me. Tell that to God. He wants to hear how you truly feel, not what you think is the correct thing to say. And this is very jarring for me. All my life, I thought that I needed to have the correct thoughts in order to be in this relationship with God. And I mean, after all, I'm supposed to have been cleansed of all these simple desires, right? But I decided, okay, so I'm gonna be honest with God. So I told him, I hate you. And I think I heard a voice somewhere say, even though you hate me, I still love you. And of course, the tears started streaming again. After that, I decided to give this relationship with God another try, but this time with more honesty. If I felt something wasn't biblically correct, I wouldn't try to suppress those thoughts. Instead, I'd tell God and we'd wrestle through it. And slowly, being a Christian felt less and less like a burden and more like a relationship. And of course, there were also times where I didn't want to serve God, and I didn't want to pursue this relationship anymore. However, it felt like in those seasons, every time I heard the gospel, I would start tuning up again. And it seemed like every time I wanted to turn away, God would remind me that the gospel was still true, that He was still there, waiting for me to come back. So, if you were to ask me why I'm a Christian, it's not because I wanted to be, but rather because God would not let me go.